All right, lads, welcome back. It's a new end of the year.
Thank you.
A different year.
It's a different year.
A pleasure to be here.
2025.
Yes. Wow.
What a year.
I can't remember a single thing that's happened since the last time we did this.
I wish I didn't.
What I can remember is the conversation we had about a year ago of all the good things that we were hoping to do.
Ah, yes.
Ah,
But
yes.
in between that,
Dash, you must tell us about your quadrants of time.
Yes.
And how that worked out for you.
I'm going back to the standard,
it was the 10-day week, was it?
the 12-day week. And I actually did follow it through in terms of like tracking it out and like having little cards. And it evolved, definitely. Obviously, the downside is you're not in sync with everyone else.
It's like a different language. You're like walking on your hands, right?
Yeah, it's not as good.
There's a downside to this.
You're walking down the street. It's Megaton Day.
Yes.
It's the final Friday.
It's the 10th day of the week that I love the most.
But the most useful thing that I pulled from it was, because I was subdividing like all of time in quadrants of 12, right? So it's a 12-day week, and then each day you can split into 12 2-hour blocks, and then each 2-hour block can split into 12 10-minute blocks, and then you can keep going from there if you want. So I was making like a little index cards and slicing them up so you got 12 hours in that of 10-minute blocks, and then I was like tracking the time, which is helpful to look back in the day and be like, wow, I really didn't get anything done. But the useful trick that I found was making that and then just like in 10-minute blocks, label it like, or not in 10-minute blocks, but like in big hour-long chunks, be like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and like it. I have a very procrastinatory ADHD brain, so like sitting down for a moment and just being like, I'm gonna do like not even in the next hour, but in an hour from now, I'm gonna start and I'm gonna do this, and then after that I'll do this, and then giving yourself a whole bunch of time so that like if the task takes longer than you expect, you're still ahead of schedule.
Right.
You actually get a lot of stuff done. It's like, oh wow, that's really nice.
It sounds very organized, right?
It's shockingly organized for me. This is not a me idea. Do you know Louis Rossmann? Does right to repair stuff on the internet, but I stole it from him. But I basically stole his idea and slapped it into my time tracking idea. I was like, this works pretty well.
Called it your own.
Yeah. It's definitely, I invented this. Yep.
Well, I hope that it continues on for many years.
It was a useful learning experience. And
Like, was it from January to December you did it, or was it a couple of weeks, or?
No, I did it the whole year.
The whole year?
Yeah. I didn't really stick.
Is there a book?
Like
a book you kept track of it in?
No, it's more like a whole bunch of different index cards of different sizes.
Oh, so like hard copy.
Half a calendar. I made the first half of the year, but not the whole year. I didn't really stick with my goal of like them being subdivided resolutions. So like have a resolution for like this quadrant of the year, like this 12-day period, or
Right. Because how many weeks were in your year was
there's
less.
30 weeks in the year,
Right.
and
In a dash year, did you name it something
no,
grand?
not really.
Dashing, yeah.
But it does end on the day after Christmas, and then currently
You've already started?
we're in a blank.
Blanket.
Oh, that's the weird.
This soaks up the difference.
Untimed.
See,
period. Yeah.
that's
Is it 12
mine.
days? Is it 12 days? Or is it?
What, the last? No, it's like 7 days or something.
Okay.
Or
See that void you're in right now? That was my whole year.
well, it was also my year, except for I did just track it, but not really do anything. So
Like, people make jokes on the internet about, oh, don't do work between Christmas and New Year's. I'm like, that's like
I thought
every
you said
week.
I thought you said New Year's to Christmas.
You could try to not do work all the time if you wanted to.
Yeah. How about you guys? You have
I do think though the time between after Christmas and New Year's,
It's great.
it's special.
It's a good void of just
You're like
yeah.
in your pajamas the whole
Yeah,
time, right? And just
Very full.
rolling from one huge feast to the next.
Yeah.
You could even take the time to record a podcast if you
Right.
felt like it. It's such a fuck all time, you know.
Really nothing else to do, but yeah, it's a good time of the year.
It's a great time of year.
I had I do not remember. I would have to go back to
I believe
remember
yours was
what I
lock
said.
in.
Oh, okay. Yes, very simple.
I don't know if it was
Not sure if I accomplished that. I could re-up on that. But I did, separate of that, not a resolution, I made a list of projects that I wanted. It's down the stairs. I could show you later. This was one of the things on the list, was
fantastic.
to upload to the... But anyway, I made a list of projects that I wanted to try and do in 2025, and I just looked at that list the other day, and I'm afraid to say I cannot
full.
cross off. I can I could annotate some of the things because I did do them, but they're never going to be done.
Progress is progress.
But yeah, there's a couple items on that list that would have to roll over for sure.
Yeah. I've got those.
So I did not parse them. I had the whole year as my time block, and yeah, that was.
I also
But I had a good
remember
year.
what my resolutions were. It's probably the same as every year.
That's why we record it now.
Right.
Yeah,
hold ourselves
no
accountable.
excuse. Yeah, yeah. You don't even need to write it down.
Hold ourselves accountable.
But I think every year it sort of gets into that, health kicky sort of. Right. Let's do it different next year, right? And really all the things I did wrong and bad last year, I'm gonna fucking do it differently next year. I am convinced that not smoking was in one of those packages, but
You shouldn't
alas,
do that.
Alas.
Less smoking is.
we have reached the end of the year where I have a new space for a resolution to be put in, and not smoking will certainly be popped in there.
Oh, well, we should probably lock those reservations resolutions in before this is over. I'm blanking. You made me think of something, and then that such a relatable moment.
Smoking was there. The sweet Philip Morris tobacco products of America are always welcome globally.
It was about being healthier in the new year. And Dash was talking about how this is the void, the period that we're in between Christmas and New Year's, where we don't have to do any of these things. And remember earlier today I messaged you and I said I wanted to go to the gym before we did this?
I do remember.
So I had time to go to the gym. I might have gone over to Henry Bauer's house and played magic cards for 3 hours instead of going. I left work early, so I had 6 hours. I could have gone to the gym, did not.
You exercised your mind
Kept
instead.
playing magic cards with Henry Bauer.
Were you successful, and did you leave playing Magic just as
I
sweaty
didn't win
as you
a
would?
single game of Magic against Henry today, but there was one in the beginning where I put him on the ropes,
Oh, that's good.
and then he came back.
No, and then he got the fucking big guns out and fucking blew you away.
Then he was looking at it. All right, no more fucking around, Henry Bauer.
Yeah.
And then he took it to me in the next turn.
He is a very skilled.
But I need to go to the gym again. But I always like to do that.
What would be the equivalent of the gym for Magic? Would it just be playing Magic or
spending money.
spending money? Yeah,
Yeah,
really?
spending.
Yeah,
They like
how
to
you
call
get
it on the
better.
internet. They like to call it spending money on cardboard.
I think that's so
what
funny.
it
Yeah,
is.
I think that's so funny.
But you could also read. You could do some research online forums about what combos work well.
Really?
Yeah. You could also copy what other people have done. I'm more of a find old cards in my shoeboxes of cards and try and use them, and then maybe buy some cards that work well with them from the new sets.
I think did you ever play Magic?
No, never really got into it.
Looking into it, trying to word this question accurately. It's like a unlimited universe of possibilities of cards. Could I make up a goblin and a card and submit it to the makers of Magic to be like, this is a
They
really
probably
good
wouldn't
card?
take it, but you
That's
could.
not how it works.
Are
Definitely
there every
necessarily.
year then that they release new cards?
Yes.
They're every year. Okay.
So there's probably approaching 50,000 individual cards that have been released in this one game. They could all
But they're all
theoretically be used
but they're split
with
up
each
into
other.
the different colors. And,
Yeah, there's
and
5 different
factions.
colors, and we like to keep them separate. No,
Well, you need to with the land and stuff.
there,
right? You
there,
need to be-
yeah,
you need to be
there's a
strategic.
bifurcation of sorts, but you have multicolored decks, and so on and so forth.
wow,
so
okay.
they could all theoretically be used
'Cause
together in the same deck.
Yeah. So, but it's almost like the games where you get them for free now, but it's the in-app purchases that make them money. And then with in-app purchases, right? If I'm just playing it for free, bam, bam, I have a little potato gun, and then someone who pays for it, he's got the Gatling gun, and fucking he's made it
And
much
that's-
easier by just having money.
Yeah, and that's why they like ban cards. They like change what cards are allowed to be played in tournaments as you go on. One of my buddies is really into like vintage Magic, so like the original version of it, where there's, as he describes it, just some degenerate decks where like there's one called Dredge that I remember, and I think it might be the deck that you can start playing, and if you get the right like first draw hand, you can win the game without the other person doing anything, because you're like killing your cards and like putting them into your graveyard, and then you like resurrect them with another card, and like keeps looping until you just like have a fuck ton of cards in your
There's
hand
a lot of
on the first turn.
like stuff like that.
It was just like,
code
yeah, there's-
hacks within
yeah.
the game,
Like very broken things.
and yeah,
And I feel like the fun thing with a card game is that the rules are baked into each card, so it's like this sort of self-enclosed system that you can do a lot of wacky things that like would be way too complex to remember for like a regular board game.
It's like those memes where they have like, I don't know, the typical French card, they just post it under something. It's like a magic card and it's blue, but the picture's like of someone French, and then they have that little baked text.
there's lots of meme content baked into people who understand the game.
Right.
Yes. And so like people will make jokes about if NFL players had magic cards, these would be their abilities and stuff. So it's sort of a my New Year's resolution is to beat Henry Bauer in a game. of Magic.
Very nice.
Don't tell him.
Yeah. You should say,
Everything
I'm going to the
depends
gym.
on
I'm going to the gym, and just in your car, or actually in
Yeah,
the gym,
yeah.
the toilets. Like,
I
just-
tell Henry I'm going to go to the gym, trying to get him to go to the gym so that he's not working on his magic, but then I'm in my car at the gym.
He's like, I didn't see you
shuffling
at the gym today.
research.
Would some people argue that the problem with that battle is that Henry is smarter than you?
He is smarter than me.
He's smarter than fucking...
He also has spent more time. Also, the new cards are just... Oh. Is this a Magic the Gathering podcast now? But
It
only
seems
one
it.
of us knows how to play.
I played.
The new cards have gotten... So the cards have gotten... Because think of like any system where you're releasing new things to add to your system. There's like there's a temptation to make a cooler new thing each time. Yeah. So over time, it makes complete sense that cards have gotten more powerful.
Yeah.
It's like evolution of the game, per se.
Power creep.
But he played a card today that it was like a lot of things have to do with how much it costs to play the card. How many turns do you have to wait until you can play this card? And he played a card on turn 4 that just did so many things. I was like, what the heck? This is not
So his
proper casting cost for this card.
his wizardry abilities had nothing to do with this fucking beat 'em all card, which he was able to play in an early round.
He did the work of putting together a deck that works well together from a lot of different random possibilities of drawing cards.
What colors were they? Or what colors is this deck?
What I remember is that it was blue, black, and green. Blue, red, and green, I think. It was the like 3-color deck. Anyway.
Yeah, board games and card games.
I have a whole bag of Magic card, not just cards, but decks.
It's a 2-player game though, right? You can't play 3-player.
Spend the rest of the evening I could give you each a deck, and I could tell you what
Smash
to do.
both of us.
Tell you what to do, basically.
Yeah.
All right, do that.
But it's a 2-player game, right? It's not a...
No, you play with free for all if you want to.
Oh, really?
But in spirit, it's it's a one team 1v1. So if you play with many people, it's
You're
only
trying to
one
not
person
gang
can
up
win.
on someone. Yeah.
And you could play with teams.
Yeah,
Which,
2v2?
which I've heard of that happening, but haven't done that very much.
Okay.
And then a free for all, which is more like a party game because it's like, then it's like political. It's like who are you gonna decide to attack or whatever.
Form an alliance.
It's a big part of my life right now. I'd say
I would form
that
an alliance
and
with Henry
golf.
Bonner. Stay close to him. He sounds like the wizard in Cooperstown.
Henry,
Yeah.
he's a great wizard. Great, powerful wizard.
Or is he more a sorcerer?
Oh.
Because there's a big difference. out
Did
here.
you guys see Stranger Things?
That reminded me of it. Yeah. I haven't seen the last episode.
I haven't
never mind.
seen
There's
it.
a lot to talk about. The internet's talking about it.
Yeah, I believe it.
I haven't
But
seen it.
we'll leave
Yeah.
it to the internet. then.
Yeah. Let me watch that last episode.
All right. Do you guys have resolutions for this year?
Now that we've
Mushed
warmed
out.
up to the concept, who goes first? Patrick.
I think 3 is a good number to have resolutions.
3 resolutions?
3.
Okay.
Yeah,
Or 3 people each having one resolution.
No.
Three resolutions,
Okay,
right?
3
You know, I think
resolutions.
one's a bit weak, right? If you just want to fucking, I'll go to the gym, or
Yeah,
it's like, come on, like you can do more than fucking that, like.
The advice my friend gave me was that you should shoot for something so absurdly hard that you like have to really buckle in to do it. Because if it's like a
I would argue-
moderate one, you're like,
Yeah,
and you forget it.
but at the same time, if it's so fucking like hard within 2 days, you're like, well, I'm not gonna fucking do that.
Yeah, it has to be more like long term.
Like stopping
Tricky.
drinking or something. That's not gonna fucking happen.
Nah.
Yeah, no, I do really want to try and not drink until St. Paddy's Day this year.
Oh,
I've said it a
so
few times.
Sober break.
Sober break, yeah. I've said it a few times, and I always just talk myself back into it. You know, like, oh, sure, I'm just having like 2 beers or something, or you know, it just makes a lot of fun. But I think that would be a challenge. That's fucking hard, right? Maybe the going the whole year, I think, would be even harder. But
Yeah, that's a.
not drinking. Okay, I'm not.
Maybe like
I'm putting that smoking in there.
allow yourself like 1 or 2 days to like tolerance break for St. Patrick's Day. You don't want to take sober
Shock the
for
system.
3 months and then relapse into St. Patrick's Day like you would at the normal
Yeah.
alcohol level.
Be done by
And that, yeah,
1 o'clock, 1:30.
make
I'm
your
off to
tummy
bed.
feel sick and
Yeah,
foamy.
that's true. All right,
But
so
anyway, that's
start
a-
of March,
that's
right?
a-
At least
Yeah.
2 full months. Thanks for.
But it also
putting in
could
some-
be fun if volume wasn't the big deal. Then St. Patrick's Day, you'd have like 3 Guinness and be like really buzzed because you
Right.
hadn't had any.
True. It's a cheap St. Patty's.
But then I would want more. Yeah, not smoking is always a good one. And it's on the list. But I think one that I think is maybe a bit underrated is trying to. I remember what I said last year. It was doing stuff that was more creative, and I really didn't do that. Make music or
That's why
Or
we're
something.
talking into microphones together.
right.
I
This is
succeeded.
called
Creating.
creating these days.
It's true.
I succeeded in that for about a month this year. It was
Making
great.
music or
Just making stuff. I was makerspace out in Bozeman was very good to me. But Cooperstown needs a makerspace. That's sort of my sneaky, not
You're
quite
so close.
resolution, but like
Just manipulate your friendships with Wiley
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Dan to create
it's true.
the
We're,
maker's space.
what is a maker's space?
makerspace is sort of like the Coworks, where it's like a membership, and you get access to basically just a garage workshop of table saws, CNC machines, 3D printers, laser cutters, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, so there's one out in Bozeman, a bunch of tools, is working on the van out there, and it was a good time. Yeah,
Bozeman's a place.
yeah, in Montana. So.
When you were talking about the maker spaces before at Cooley's, it did cross my mind that there is such a proclivity, as if that's a word, that is a word, I don't know if I'm using it correctly, of people in the rural area that have crafting skills or shop work is their livelihood, and they have their own shops, and so people sort of trade, people who want to create in that way trade. So you're gonna battle
Trade
against
shop space.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
There's
fair.
sort of
But
this baked in level of that makerness that
But
does
there's-
not exist in an urban space, I think.
yes, for sure.
Yeah.
There's definitely a stronger existing base, but I think also there's more. So partially in starting a makerspace, it's helpful because you can get like tool donations from people who
True.
are like, I've got a table saw that I don't use anymore.
Oh,
or
yeah.
stuff like that. And also, very few people like a lot of people have like little workshops with like chop saw and stuff, but very few people have CNC machines and like a laser cutter and like a 3D printer. Like it's a good way to get access to tools you'd only use like twice a year and you aren't going to use it enough to pay for it. Or it's such an expensive piece of equipment that you're like also not going to pay for it. Yeah, so it's like a good way for that, and it's also kind of just like a fun social dynamic and or place to meet like-minded people, and if it's close in town, then that's more convenient than your buddy
Yeah.
who lives out in Flag Creek or
Don't want to
where
feel like
else.
I'm discouraging it. I just want to.
You should just
Point
change
out
the
challenges.
challenges into a big fucking CNC.
Yeah, we're
machine,
just
right?
gonna-
Yeah, 6 CNC machines in the back here, fucking wood sawmill.
We just run in, throw a big bag of sawdust everywhere, and go, all right, well, at this point, you gotta...
no turning back. Yeah, that's an interesting concept. I think certainly in populated areas that might be something exciting. Like maybe not like fucking Manhattan, but somewhere closer to a bigger city, right? A bigger, flatter city, like even
I mean, Denver has
Albany, right,
a
yeah.
whole bunch, kind of scattered around.
really, and,
Yeah.
and they're called
Maker spaces.
makers spaces.
Yeah. And so I was at the one in Bozeman, and then I also joined one in Denver, Arvada, and the Bozeman one was so much better because the Arvada one was like full of bureaucracy of like you gotta sign into our web portal and like request a class and like you had to like jump through so many hoops to like get trainings for different things. And in Montana, it was just like don't use the tool
when you're
like,
drunk.
It's like if a tool has a red tab on it, don't use it until you get training. And then you just like ask someone who knows how to use it, like one of the shop leads, and be like, "Can you show me how to use it?" And they show you how to use it, and you use it. It's just like it was so much better.
Are these spaces like huge farms? Like, are they massive or?
No, it's like the Bozeman one was basically a garage space, maybe like 3 times the size of this room. It was
Okay.
like, yeah, it was like not super huge. Like stuff's sort of packed in there, but yeah, it's like the risk is basically like in Bozeman they had like 100 members, like probably only 20 were using it at any given time, like over the course of a month. And like they pretty well funded, like they were accumulating money decently, which was good. And like memberships were like $50 a month. The risk would be out here that like not enough people want it as a thing to use. So that there just has to be enough critical mass of people wanting it that you can afford to run it. And it's like you run it as a nonprofit, so nobody's getting paid. It's just like donation time.
Yeah,
I think it's doable. I think if there's enough demand for it, would definitely work. So
yeah, no, it's great. It obviously works, right? There's other places. You're
Yeah.
saying there's like 10 or something in Denver. It's definitely something that works.
yeah, but Bozeman is like a city of like 20,000 people or something.
Yeah,
So it has more population to kick around.
right.
But a lot of people don't know about it, so I'm sure if more people in this town knew about it, I think there'd be enough people.
It's so funny sometimes that the number of population of places, right? Obviously there's the millions, and I think once you get up to there,
they sort of become their own league. But see, like anything from like a 3,000 people population is different, than to like a 15,000, and
Yeah,
to a
totally different
20,000,
vibe.
and to like a 35,000 or 50,000, 60, 70. I think like even
I
overall-
probably have Bozeman's population way off. It might be like, I feel like it's not 200,000 though. Maybe it is.
my scale of rating cities is Belfast is the second largest city in all of Ireland, and it has 250,000 people live in it. In the greater area, it's something closer. Like in the greater, if you think like if it takes them 1 hour to get there or
Yeah,
45
yeah.
minutes, it's closer to maybe 500,000. But
Okay. The center of the city itself.
250,000 people is a big city. Like anything even like
Yeah, like the Bay Area is basically composed of a bunch of 200,000 people cities. Like,
what's the population of the Bay Area?
I mean, grand total, it's
It's millions.
yes. Like San Jose, I think is like 1.2.
Yeah.
San Francisco.
But that takes everything right down to San
Oakland.
Jose, right? Like San Jose is way. It's not even in the Bay. Like it's
It's at the bottom of the bay.
the bottom, right?
Yeah, and it's just like there's like multiple big cities around this one bay, and
Yeah.
like it's a continuous like no chunk in between those cities
Yeah.
you would ever consider a rural area.
Yeah. It's all just part of a greater thing.
Yeah, it's just a continuous blob of city at this point.
Whereas cities that are on their own, and especially in rural areas, right? I think that's something that's very common in the States, right? And we live in New York, right? The numbers between, and knowing the numbers, it sort of changes the dynamic. Well, they'll need a post office. Like, does it need a hospital, right? It needs a school. Okay, does it need 2 schools? It needs. You need a university? I think it's too far gone now because they're already been there. But knowing the number of a town or the population of a town and just making an assessment on it, what could help, what could work there, what couldn't work there. I think it's interesting to always know the number of the towns.
What's interesting, a minor example of that dynamic is when an event that's put on either by a private or a public entity reaches a numbers level where the local fire department or so on decide that we're going to position an ambulance ready to go at this event.
Yeah. Just because the law of averages, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be more than 2,000 people here. Someone's going to fucking break and fall their leg, or someone's going to fucking, get their finger cut or whatever.
Yeah. So that's like a microcosm of the entire city planning
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
for sure.
Which is like
But
numbers.
and that numbers, right? And I think it's hard to even think about it, but like mega cities, right? Like your New York City, your LA, there's hundreds of cities that fall into it. Like water, fucking ambulance, like it's a fucking nightmare.
Villages in China.
Right? But
30 million.
Small.
in China, they're like it's insane, right?
That's
'Cause
their own thing.
Even in like Germany, right? 85 million people live there, 80 some plus maybe, and they have a lot of towns that have over 100,000 people live there, which is big, right?
But it's a town.
But it's a town. Nobody knows these places, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's heard of fucking. I don't know. I could name a few, but maybe I could like Nuremberg. Have you heard of fucking Nuremberg? Augsburg.
Nuremberg, like where the racetrack is.
Nuremberg is, it's famous. The Nazis had a big
Well, it's
Nuremberg.
probably
And it was the
similar-
trials were there after the Second World War. It's a famous town.
It's probably similar to like an Albany for like
Absolutely.
For someone who's not
But
from the U.S.
I
New
think
York, for sure.
I think the comparison from
even
from
like a Buffalo.
from the comparison
someone
from
who's not from
Germany,
the US
right, to
might not
America is that America has a lot of towns where 500,000 people live here, right? Nobody fucking knows them. Fucking, Charlotte. How many fucking people live in Charlotte?
Part of it's just the U.S. is so big.
It's so big,
Yeah.
and it's come together. But then in China, nobody knows about these towns in China.
I mean-
and fucking 8 million people live there. Like,
I
8
bet if you ask the average American to like list off like the
Chinese
three
tent
cities in China, they're gonna
They're
get
all
maybe
coastal.
Beijing.
They're all
And then
coastal
they're not gonna get
Beijing.
Shenzhen, and they're not gonna get like that's it.
I'd
Like,
say Hong Kong, Shanghai, and Beijing, and I studied China, and
Yeah.
I can't. name them anymore.
Shenzhen, the one above Hong Kong, is like insane. It's like a
just all factories, right?
multi-million. And what Shenzhen is so famous for is it's so close to Hong Kong in manufacturing and export and stuff that, you know, Hong Kong is such like, oh, you know, Hong Kong is cool. It's not China, right? It's like peace and love, Hong Kong. Let's go to Hong Kong, right? You know, but no, it's not. And they exploited that opportunity. Obviously, they fucking wanted it and they took it and got it, but I think it was exotic, right? Hong Kong was like a
Well, it was this weird little
something like the tamed dragon that
it was
you
a
could
little
go to.
Yeah, it was like their little British enclave.
Right.
So it was like safe in English
Yeah.
compared to like the wildness
Right.
of whatever is happening in
Guangzhou
China.
or
That's what
something
the-
insane.
Like we all accepted the massive amount of protesting that took place after China took it.
Yeah.
They shut that down.
Yeah.
Basically, like
Well,
freedom
people are-
of speech against the government. That was the main thing
Yeah.
that needed to change
Yeah.
between old Hong Kong and current Hong
Yeah,
Kong.
yeah.
Like so.
COVID really shut down those protests, which was.
But like I went to Shanghai, and Shanghai was China's version of Hong Kong. It
Yeah.
was like party
Tourism,
hard,
yeah.
you Westerners, but you're in China. It's like
Okay, it was like their.
we're gonna show you our most capitalist version of a city.
Yeah, it's like, you know, the fucking the little Jack in the Box or the clock strikes 12 and this little thing comes out, right, and it's presented to everybody. Oh, it's everything. Oh, it's so good. And it comes back into what is the, you know, the mass controlling of population in China. But it was the point I was trying to say was about the scales of cities and places to, you know, understand if something is viable within them.
Yeah, yeah. It's a
My
tricky
turn.
little problem, but you know, we'll see if it works. So.
Yeah.
So for New Year's resolution, to roll it back, Patrick, you're going to build a city
Build a city of
of at least
non-smokers
250,000
where
people.
alcohol is not allowed to be sold between January 1st and March 17th.
The lowest population of any city.
Right. I'm the only person living there.
My turn, and then we have to eat pizza, right?
I'm in.
New Year's resolution. Well, I will eat pizza in the new year. But what was I thinking?
Did you get the New Year's resolutions
so-
in?
Yeah, he's gonna make a makerspace.
Makerspace, basically.
Oh, was there another one?
I've got two personal ones, but I feel like I don't know. I think I might do the don't tell anyone what they are, so that you're not bragging about it and then feeling like you've done it already.
I feel like someone's bragging already.
They haven't told anyone about it.
Next year they'll just make something up. Yeah, I fucking
Yeah, I
did it.
did the-
Fucking did it.
Did you need two more?
No, I had non-smoking, not drinking, and having fun.
Oh shit! I like the having fun one. How,
Well-
wait, those seem in
Wait,
contrast.
no having fun? I think he said no having
Those seem
fun.
in
No.
contrast to each other.
I meant happiness, like happiness is something that I think everybody should always strive to.
Yeah.
The pursuit.
Yeah,
Happiness.
that's what I'm gonna make my mission next year.
I just started thinking about it since we started talking about it. The goals list is part of it in some way. There are some things, and I think this might be important to acknowledge for people. We're helping people by talking and recording
Yes,
it,
yes,
right?
yes.
I think a New Year's resolution could be to strive to continue elements of the year that you've just done that were good. So, like, I liked this about my 2025. I want to make sure that I continue it in 2026.
I do like that.
As a resolution. And then maybe resolution number 2 or 3 I can add on to it. So, things I want to make sure I do again is continue to travel to new places. It is a vacation luxury, costs money, so it could be seen as unfrugal, but I want to make sure I go to at least 2, use my vacation time from work to travel to at least 2 new places I haven't been before.
I like that.
That's been the pattern so far. And then Probably there's a whole list of things that I'm thinking constantly on a daily basis that I want to improve, but at the top is I need to balance the budget and spend less money.
Right.
Right after the vacation. Right after I
We've
book
come to a
those-
crossroads here.
Right after I book those vacations.
There's two departments that are they're furiously
Fighting.
arguing with each other in the boardroom here. You know.
It's like the it's like Inside Out, but it's more bureaucratic and like financial than that.
Or filing cabinets.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
It's New Year's resolutions fighting each other,
Yeah.
right? It's not emotions.
Well,
it's
no, that's just acknowledging that that's a feeling. That's not a resolution. That I need to spend less money. Hey,
I feel like you need a goal.
It
It
if
needs
I
to be
spend a little less
quantifiable.
on lunch, it's totally gonna pay for Tenerife.
right.
You know?
Yeah, I guess the real question is like, what makes a good resolution? And I feel like quantifiable is.
Yeah, because there's always the ones that I listed, the lame ones. Stop smoking and drinking.
That is quantifiable.
Be happy.
Notice
Versus
what I'm
just
not
drink
doing.
less, right? That's not as
Yeah.
quantifiable.
Yeah, I think it's almost with like goal setting. Sometimes you need to be as aggressive as to have a timeline, right, and something measurable. If you don't have a timeline
Yeah,
and something
timeline matters.
measurable, apparently a goal is just a dream, right?
It's still
Or a daydream.
warm my soul the same.
Right.
Well, it's also like the traveling goal resolution is sort of me saying like, in the new year, I want to treat myself. That's my resolution.
This year's
I'm
gonna be
just
good.
I've been a real good boy. I'm going to treat myself some more.
And on that note, unless James says, do you have any more New Year's resolutions to bring in?
No, just be a better person.
Be a better person. Well,
Yeah.
I can tell you now, I've already failed for next year, man.
Plenty of room to grow. Plenty of room to grow.
Is what is the New Year's resolution, right? And then the question is,
This is your
what is
last chance.
what is a year, right? Like what is
It's a long time.
what is it?
Dash
what is-
tried to answer it
I know,
last year.
but I think this is potentially a nice close to this session and lead into the next one, where the question is the months that we've been told, January, March, December, and the 31st of December being the end of the year.
Yeah.
Is that truly how our species have always rolled? It's to be the beginning and the end of the year. Or is that something that we've just been recently, maybe in the last 500 years, told to look at differently in a realm of taking the control
yeah.
of the year ending at this time as opposed to this time, and us all just accepting it?
I have an easy answer for that, which Dash introduced to my mind last year when we talked about the Christmas tradition, and it has to do with the solstices. And right now we are coming back out of the shortest days of the year and the winter season for those parts of the world that have the winter season and the summer season.
22nd is the solstice.
And so therefore it does make sense that this time of year would be the new year.
It's the death, and therefore also
Because
the
we're
birth.
being reborn into longer days going forward and such.
But I'm sure there's other cultures that have. There are.
So it's definitely orchestrated currently by our Western Roman calendar to a date reference,
Yeah.
but it is more naturally attuned to a seasonal change.
Well, we haven't heard the end of it yet.
But wait, there's more. But this is the end. So
Pizza.
pizza.